Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to take you guys through a plethora of Steam game news and updates. Spider-Man 2 has gotten a major patch. What was one of the worst PC ports is a saying of all time, a little bit of a stretch. My experience with that game at launch was an abomination. Much better now, and it does have its latest patch out now, so we'll talk about that. Game that's been gaining quite a little bit of traction, Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. That game has come out of early access, doing fairly well relative to, expectations in terms of, concurrent player count and whatnot. We'll talk about that. And a game that I think is going to absolutely crush it, Elden Ring Nightreign, gets its launch trailer. We'll talk that briefly at the end of this video, but more on that again at the end. Right off the bat, Marvel Spider-Man 2 gets patch 10, and this is live right now. It's been live for a couple of days, but want to make mention of it. So this update does add NVIDIA DLSS 4, including the transformer model for upscaling, which can be used with all NVIDIA RTX GPUs. This new upscaling algorithm offers more image stability, less ghosting, and improved anti-aliasing compared to the legacy model, which may offer better performance depending on the GPU. You can toggle between both models using the new upscale preset option in the display menu. On top of that, for RTX 50 series users, multi-frame generation is now available as well. This feature can be used by enabling DLSS frame generation and adjusting the new max generated frames option in the display menu. Thank you all for playing Marvel Spider-Man 2 and providing feedback. Release notes again, NVIDIA DLSS 4 added option to toggle between the legacy and transformer models for DLSS upscaling, added max generation frames option to control the number of generated frames when using multi-frame gen on RTX 50 series GPUs. There was a Steam Deck issue. Players who performed the initial boot while offline encountered a persistent PSN account link error, and then stability improvements have been introduced as well. So a lot of nice updates for Spider-Man 2, which again, while at launch, this was legitimately one of the worst PC ports of all time. That is not hyperbole. I don't think it is, at least. My experience was pretty terrible with it. It is quite good now, and if you actually look at the reception of the game, all-time reviews, mostly positive, 13,000 reviews, 76% positive. Recent reviews, 732 reviews, 84% positive. Remember, this game had such a weird release where Insomniac and Nixes weren't talking at all about it leading up to its release. Pre-orders weren't opened up. Then the game just went live, and yes, it was an abomination. At least in my experience, it was an abomination. Again, some people, it must have been your PC. Your PC has the issues. But no, like a lot of people had issues with the game, and thankfully that has been ironed out. And honestly, while I was playing this game, it was like 2 weeks after it came out, or maybe even a week after it came out, where my experience went from a literal abomination to incredibly smooth. So Nixes was on top of it, but again, games shouldn't be released at this state. I certainly wouldn't spend $60 on it at this point. Our friends at GMG will have it a little bit discounted, but even at, like $52 or whatever, I think it's too expensive. I would wait on a sizable discount, at least $39.99, maybe even like $34.99, $29.99, around that range. I don't even think Spider-Man 2 is as good of a game as Spider-Man 2018. I do think from a gameplay standpoint, it's incredible, and adding the Venom abilities and everything like that, it's great in that regard. However, narratively, and this seems to be a common trend with PlayStation-published titles, why are these sequels just absolutely botching it from a narrative standpoint? Spider-Man 2, I don't think is the train wreck that Last of Us Part 2 is, but while it's not bad, I just am not a fan of the pacing of the story. The side content wasn't great narratively, and I just think it could have been a little bit better, and the pacing would have been better. I thought a lot of the stuff was with Kraven was okay, but I just wasn't hooked on it like I was with Spider-Man 2018. Still think it's a great game, and I would definitely recommend it. It's just, it's a delayed release, still $60. I would say wait for a sale on it, a deeper discount. And it is interesting that this game, with it being such a bad PC port, only peaked at like 30,000 concurrent players, which is a huge, huge fall off from the original Spider-Man, which, I get the region locking played a part. I think the terrible PC port certainly played a part, because Last of Us Part 1 was very much in line with Spider-Man 2's concurrent player count, and that game was pretty bad from a performance standpoint as well, obviously. Spider-Man 2, Last of Us Part 1, I would say, are probably the worst PC ports that Sony has put out, but both of those games now are quite good, so take that for what you will. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to give a mention to Tainted Grail Fall Fall of Avalon, which is getting quite a lot of attention right now. It just came out of early access, very positive reception, 7,300 reviews, 87% positive, 89% positive all-time reviews. Have the game, have it installed. It's just right now, a lot of other games to play. Y'all already know what the deal is. But it seems like a lot of people are enjoying it. This dark fantasy open world RPG, not blow away from a technical standpoint, but looks like a lot of people are enjoying it. I love the aesthetic and the backdrop of the game. Step into a dark reimagination of Arthurian legends in this first-person open world RPG. Explore a world stuck in everlasting autumn, witness falling legends, and make meaningful choices woven into a complex branching storyline as well. And again, being received fairly well. Massive gameplay experience. Dive into 50 to 70 hours of rich content spanning 3 expansive zones, a branching narrative as well. Engage with a complex main story and hundreds of side quests featuring remarkable voice characters, limitless playstyles. Customize your gameplay with countless builds, mixed attributes, skills, and gear to create your favorite setup. And every corner of Avalon is packed with discoveries, hidden items, story secrets, unique enemies, dungeons, quests, and fascinating NPCs as well. Freely explore at your own pace and forge your path in a truly open world. So if you're into RPGs with a darker aesthetic, keep this on your radar. Now, some of you guys won't want to spend $45 on it right out the gate, but again, it'll go on sale at some point. Just have it on the wish list, and I think down the line, maybe by the end of the year, it'll be sub 30, and you'll want to pick it up then. Just, you know, might be a game to check out. And $45 already a pretty decent price point, given that, you know, a lot of these games coming out these days, $60, $70, $80 maybe for Borderlands 4, you know, and here you got an open world RPG for $45. So have a gander at that. And then lastly, I do want to give a shout out to Elden Ring Nightreign, as that game gets its launch trailer, and it's out in just a couple of days. I think this game is absolutely going to smash it from a commercial standpoint. Obviously, that's not like a super hot take. It's Elden Ring at the end of the day. The thing is, this game is focused on the multiplayer. There is an offline solo play mode, but it really feels like this game was designed with multiplayer in mind. You have all of these different classes, and utilizing their abilities in conjunction with one another seems to be a big aspect of the game. And it's just a really cool spin on the you know, Souls-like formula that From Software has. They're trying something a little bit different, and hey, I'm all aboard on this. And this is a game that, yes, it's Elden Ring, but it looks like it's being done by a smaller team, and they're still working on their next major single-player game. So they've got a lot of irons in the fire right now with Elden Ring Nightreign, with Duskblood's coming out as well. So, you know, those are all smaller projects, and their next major single-player game is probably in development as well. But if you want to check out the game cheaper, the Deluxe Edition is 12% off, $48.39 over at Green Man Gaming. Standard Edition, 12% off for $35.19. The Deluxe Edition will give you the additional DLC content that is slated to come out for the game, so you might want to check that out at $48.39. Link to that in the description box below. If you do pick it up, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. Game's going to be super easy to run as well, so good stuff there. But that'll do it for me. Again, Spider-Man 2 gets a major update, and at this point, the PC port is pretty good. I would still say, you know, given it's been so many months, wait for it to get down to $39.99, at least maybe even $29.99. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon, new open world RPG, getting a little bit of traction. Wanted to give that a mention. And Elden Ring Nightreign gets its launch trailer. That's out in just a couple of days, so excited for that. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.